I'm sitting on the floor of my DC apartment, staring into this box full of hardware and cables, and I just say out loud, who the fuck do I think I am, Fatboy Slim? It's 2001, and earlier that day, my coworker Matt walked up to me with the same box in his hand. Erin, I was cleaning out my basement, and I found this turntable. You like music, right? I mean, this has to be the mother of all rhetorical questions, because ever since I first heard Peter, Paul, and Mary on my parents' hi-fi, I've been obsessed with music. As a moody teenager, I used to shut myself in my room, put my headphones on, and just get lost in The Cure's Disintegration album, side one, track one. The sound of chimes, and then and it's not just the songs, but it's like the intricacies of all of the tracks that I love. But currently, in 2001, I'm obsessed with DJs. I've always loved Africa Bambaataa, but I really like Qbert and Mr. Scruff and, of course, Fatboy Slim. And even though I have a Technics 1200 turntable at home already, I take the box from Matt and say, yes, I will take this turntable, thank you very much. Now, I am a neophyte when it comes to equipment, so Matt helps me draw a little diagram. I go to Guitar Center and buy myself a 4-channel mixer and some DJ headphones, and I go back home and I sit and stare into this box for a while. And then I set it up, and it ends up looking something like the flight deck of the Starship Enterprise, but I will not be thwarted. I start playing around, and for a few hours, I figure out that this slider does this, and that knob does that, and this Q button, and if I put the headphones on, and it's still really fucking confusing, but I figured that's gotta be the hard part, right? Because what I really wanna do is I wanna beat match. Now, beat matching is when a DJ takes one song and makes it blend into another song without any fade outs or breaks between the songs. So I'm kind of like, I got this. They make it look so easy. How hard could it be? So I take 2 records. I've got Check the Rhyme by Tribe Called Quest on one turntable, and that one goes da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-dun-dun, da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-dun-dun. And It's Not Unusual by Tom Jones on the other one, and that one goes da-da-na, da-da-na. You've heard him, right? And so I put my headphones on, and all of a sudden I am this world-famous DJ, and everybody that loves me is gonna remark about this first time that I ever tried beat matching and how natural it came to me. It's like a seminal moment in my career in my head. And so I put the needles on the records and the headphones on, and it's a shit show. I cannot make these tracks line up. They are out of sync with each other. It's horrible no matter what I do, and I try for hours. And so I decide to do what I do best. I take those records off the turntables and I put one that I actually like on the turntables, and that's the album I Do Not Want What I Haven't Got by Sinead O'Connor. Side 1, track 2, is this track called Stretched on Your Grave, and it's really cool. It's like boom, boom, and it's real groovy, right? And then I kind of think, you know, that part underneath that goes like, wow, 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 kind of sounds like How Soon Is Now by the Smiths. So I take How Soon Is Now by the Smiths and I put it on the other turntable, and I have to speed one record up a little and slow one record down a little bit, but they match, they're perfect. I slide back and forth between the two, and I can do this for hours. I just loop them in and out of each other. It's perfect. So I get this idea, and I grab the clock off the kitchen wall because it's got a seconds hand, and I hang it in front of my face, and I count the beats for a minute on the Sinead O'Connor track, 96. And then I count the beats for a minute on the Smiths track, 96. Beats per minute. Beat match. Ha ha. So now I know what I have to do. I just have to time out every track on every record that I've been collecting since I was 9 years old. So that's like hundreds of records and thousands of tracks. But again, I will not be thwarted. So I get my supplies. I get a pack of Post-it notes, I get a pen, I get some tape, I get a calculator, and I hang that clock right in front of my face. And I go through each of my records track by track, and I count the beats for 10 seconds. And then I multiply by 6, that's a minute, right? And then I write it down on the Post-it note. And then when I'm done with all of the tracks for the album, I just tape it to the cover, and I put that record away, and then I pull out the next one, and I keep doing this. And I do this for hours and days and weeks. But the cool thing is that while I'm doing this, I start to get to know my records a lot better. I listen to tracks I haven't listened to in years, and I start to play around with beat matching a little bit, and I start to really get a sense of how everything goes together, and it's really, really cool. And I won't shut the fuck up about it, and my friends want to kill me. We're sitting in the Black Cat, and I'm like, oh my God, you guys, you know how that part in Groove is in the Heart goes, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Well, it matches perfectly with Bizarre Love Triangle by New Order. You know that part that's like, and they're all like, oh my God. In fact, one night, my friend James just gets up off his bar stool and just runs away. And I was like, man, but he comes back with this woman I've never met who looks sort of like a really heavily tattooed Betty Page. Hi, I'm Milan. I hear you're this badass DJ. I'm not gonna, I don't know who she is, so I'm like, oh yeah, I am in my living room. But, she's like, oh, that's cool. Well, I'm the booking agent here at the Black Cat, and why don't we put you on the books? And I don't even know what happened. I went into this like weird time warp. My mouth must have said yes, because suddenly I'm walking into the office of the Black Cat, and I'm looking at the schedule, and she's pointing at a date, and I'm nodding, and her mouth is moving, and she's suddenly like, so what's your dance party called again? Now, the good news is I've kind of, I'm world famous in my living room, so I have the name for my dance party. I'm like, well, Yolan, that song, Right Round by Dead or Alive, it goes, you spin. Yes, Erin, I know that song. Oh, well, my dance party is an 80s alternative night called Right Round. Okay, great. So what is your DJ name? And, I kind of figure like, fuck it, why not? And I'm like, Lil E, I'm DJ Lil E. She's like, all right, Lil E, well, we'll see you in 10 days. I'm like, oh my God, holy shit. I have 10 days to put together 4.5 hours of music to DJ at the Black Cat. Oh my God. So I go home and I frantically start working on this 80s alternative set. And I bought a composition notebook and I'm taking all these notes. And, have you seen that movie Seven where like the serial killer guy has all of those notebooks? It kind of looks a little bit like that. It's like all caps writing and circles and arrows and all this craziness. And suddenly I'm carrying my gear into the Black Cat. It's 10 days later, and suddenly I'm setting up everything according to my diagram, thank God. And I'm getting ready, and I start playing, and the doors open, and people walk in. They are really walking into my dance night. And they just stand there and stare at me, or sit and stare at me. But regardless, they're not dancing. I am spinning and trying to go along with my set, and I'm just like, I don't know what is going on. I am no world famous DJ. I am Erin, and I am about to be very publicly humiliated. So I think to myself, okay, I need to go off script here. If I were gonna dance right now, what would I want to dance to? So I pull out Groove is in the Heart, because I know about this transition, and when in doubt, New Order. So I put on Groove is in the Heart, and I play it, and by the time we get to 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and I put on that, everybody's dancing, everybody. The room is going crazy. They cheer at the transition. And then I play London Calling after that. They cheer at that. In fact, they keep cheering. The room temperature goes up to like 500 degrees. I'm sweating all over my gear, but I don't even give a shit because it's so much fun. And by the time I get to the last note of Just Like Heaven by The Cure at 2 a.m., they are applauding and jumping up and down, and I do 2 encores. And it was crazy because I had no idea that my dance party was going to become a monthly dance party. And last weekend, on February 17th, 2018, it celebrated 16 years at the Black Cat every month, which is crazy. And in that 16 years, I've had a lot of really amazing experiences. I've opened for Q-Tip and DMC from Run DMC and Echo and the Bunnymen. I DJ'd one of Obama's inaugural balls, and I've sold out the 930 Club like 4 or 5 times, which is nuts. And really, at the end of the day, I just worked my ass off, and I earned the right to be DJ Lil E. Thank you.